Folks, welcome back to the iHealth channel, iHealth Radio, the FitnessFab channel, the Nutritious channel, the EMBC Network. I mean, we're going to be in a journey today with my guest. Um, you know, uh, it's going to be fun. My guest today is Akshay Shah, also known as the Raw Food Guru, a 67-year-old young endurance athlete, health transformation expert, and founder of rawfoodies.com. After completing his eighth marathon at age 66 and leaving over 16 years on a 100% plant-based raw food lifestyle. Wow, Akshay has built a proven blueprint for vitality backed by more than 2 decades of documented medical results showing zero chronic disease, zero medications, and optimal health markers. He is the author of In Nature We Trust, a powerful manifesto on reclaiming energy, reversing decline, and aligning with nature to unlock lifelong health. Please welcome Akshay Shah. Akshay, man, it's a lot of stuff, man, I covered there. So we gonna have to go deep on this stuff because I think people are curious. And it's funny because I kind of we just had a little joke before about age. And dude, I have to say, I have to compliment you. The formula works. You don't look your age and you look much younger. So let's start there. How do you do it, man?
Thank you, Hurricane, for inviting me on your show. It's nice to be with you. Absolutely, yes, I see your energy also, Hurricane, is so good. And well, we all have to be like you. We all have to be like me. And it's like the energy is the thing. And that is what I believe most of the people have issue. They get tired, they get lethargic, they don't want to do that stuff which they're supposed to do. So that is what the whole my goal is, to give the energy, vitality to the people who really wants to improve their lifestyle. It is not about the raw food. I'm not about anything. Is more is like how to enjoy your life to the fullest, even at the younger, I mean senior age, 70, 75, 80. So what? You have to enjoy that life in such a way that you don't regret. Then, oh, I didn't do this, I didn't do that. And especially senior age is the golden age, where you have now time, you have money, you have experience, but only problem is you don't have a health. And
Yeah,
so
yeah,
if you get the health in a line, life is beautiful.
well, thank you. Actually, I'm listening to you, and it's funny because there's that whole thing. Like when you're young, you have all the health, no money, and no plenty of time. Then you have no time, you have money, and probably some help, and then you kind of lose all that, and you may have the money, but very little time and probably no help. Or again, time we don't know about because it's everybody's time is undetermined. But at the end of the day, you're right. Health is something that we have to carry from day one all the way to as long as. And matter of fact, we just did a show about fitness. It was more about fitness and wellness, 50, 60, 70, and beyond. With the guest who actually wrote a book about that. And it is amazing that this is something that sometimes we are clueless about when we are in the younger days. And I have to say, I mean, sadly, I mean, some of our audiences worldwide and different age groups, but you know, I want to literally emphasize that when we have these discussions, we might be talking about the golden age, the senior age, the elderly level, but you know, it starts early on as I when I started and said that you look good for your age and you just did a marathon actually at 66, those are big deals. This is a big deal. And I think, people should be motivated by that, but not as they age, as they're younger, so they can actually maintain and keep up to get to a point where they can do that. Now let's talk about that. You just did your marathon last year, I believe, right? Or your eighth marathon for that matter. That's a
Last
lot of
month.
marathons. Last month. Well, listen, I mean, people think marathon is like, whoa, it is whoa. That's a long run. I mean, it takes a lot of practice, a lot of discipline, and a lot of energy, as you said. So how, I mean, let's talk about just that itself, because I mean, you mentioned something about like the health when you get older, but but you've done a lot of marathons in the last few years, and including the last month. What drives you? What's the motivation behind that?
I know, a lot of people. My brother says, Akshay, you're crazy. You are paying money to the marathon people, $200 for 250, and on top of that, you are taking all this pain. You are crazy. Why you are doing this? I explained him like this. Marathon is like when women get pregnant, and it's so much pain and so much they have to go 9 months, carrying the baby in the tummy and then delivering and a lot of labor pain and everything, but still they want to get pregnant again. And so marathon is like that. It's so much pain, but the practice and the legs are hurting and the pain and everything is there. But when you cross the finish line, the joy is you cannot express in any word. That joy you have to experience the crossing that finish line. Then only you will understand, and anybody can understand it. Is what is that? What is in marathon? So being I never ran before. I started my first marathon at age 50, 50.
Big,
And
big,
then
big marker there. That's a big number.
right. But that was the turning point of my life. That age, the age 50, I turned from regular vegetarian cooked food eater from there to the raw food. So raw food I started also in age 50. So age 50 was a really turning point for me. One is a marathon and second is raw food. Yeah.
well, so actually, let's talk about that. I mean, 50 is pretty much half or more than half for the average lifespan. And it took you to that point, and I said it's a big marker because it is a marker. When you hit that 50, somehow, somewhere, you start seeing the world differently. Your eyesight opens up differently. Your brains, and everything starts looking, at the world in a very different light compared to when you're under that age. We hear about midlife crisis, but I think when you pass that stage and you get to the 50, there are drastic changes that you have to make, to because I think then and I think one of our dear guests, who is an expert in mental health, has said that's when we start thinking about our mortality, about our life, our humanity, and all the stuff. So we start really focusing on a different thing that things that probably before that were not of an importance to us because we live, we happy, we enjoy, boo boo boo, and we're moving on. But I think when you hit that mark, it's like something kicks in. At least it happened to me, and everyone I spoke to at that age mark said the same thing. Now it could be earlier, it could be stuff. Now again, I mean, I would say it is a privilege to actually make it, as healthy as you can to that point and beyond. And but it takes work, and of course, I mean, we're not talking about life and death because that's something that we have no control over. But how to live healthier with vitality and maintain your functionality, your active speed, everything. That's what we're talking about. Now you said you were vegetarian all
Hmm.
along. Now I'm assuming that's just your diet, but then you kind of like took that because even that there's a lot of stuff, a lot of discussion about eating vegetarian, being a vegetarian, not having any meats and so on and so forth. There's a lot of discussion in the nutrition space, about that. So you were that, so no meats, no other stuff, but then you kind of decided to go raw. Am I getting that right, or there is more to it? If you can
So
just
yeah,
enlighten us about the whole thing.
by culture, Hindu family culture, our family was the vegetarian, but I ate meat 4 year of college because meat eating was taboo. You cannot eat meat, in our culture. So, being a rebellious person, you want to break the rule. So,
No judgment, bro.
I broke that rule, and yeah, I was eating meat in my college days. Around almost 4 years, I ate, and nobody asked me to do it. I started, and somehow after 4 years, I didn't enjoy it that much. I enjoyed it, but not. So I quit. In that was that happened in 1981. After that, I never touch meat for eating. That's never happened. But eating vegetarian food, a lot of people think that it is very healthy, and that is a myth. Most of the vegetarian people, they are unhealthy people. Lots and lots of health issue. So at age 50, what I realized that I don't have enough energy. What energy I had at 40 and 30, that energy I was losing at 50. And that was bothering me. And second thing was bothering me, I was seeing all those seniors people, 60, 70, 65, that they are losing their confidence, they are losing their privacy, they are losing their freedom. They are like basically going through the misery, and they are at the mercy of other people, like their family members, spouse, kids, whatever. And then only they can function. Otherwise, their life is horrible. So I realized that, hey, I don't want to be like this. I don't want to depend on somebody, anybody, not only spouse or kids, but anybody, even other people, the paid service. But I don't want that. I want my freedom. The freedom is the only thing, is people, no matter where they are, they all human loves freedom. If anybody puts you in even a golden cage, that you don't prefer, you'll rather have a ordinary house, but you need freedom. So that the most fundamental thing we are losing, we means that most of the humans are using at their golden age. And I want to see that how I can take control as much as possible. I am going to also lose one day. I'm aging, and one day maybe I will also fall sick, and maybe one day I may have some kind of issue, health issue, which will not I will not able to function that 100%. But I want to minimize it, because a lot of people, they suffer their life at the end of the life, 5, 7, 10, 15 years of misery. And instead, if I can do 5, 7, or 15 days of misery, that's fine. That's what my
Good
goal is.
ratio.
Right.
So actually, so there's a big discussion here. Well, first of all, thank you for clarifying about the religious aspect of it or the cultural aspect of it, in terms of the food, and thank you for sharing your rebellious youth. But by the way, I think everybody goes through that phase at a point or another. I don't care what culture. Sometimes we do have
Right.
environments, and we do want to test everything else that's out there. And I think everybody's watching and listening may have experienced that if they're at a later age, or if they're young, they probably are still entertaining the idea. But that's good. But the thing is, again, you said something very powerful about the type of diet that's vegetarian. There's a lot of discussion about it, and there are people that can swear by a vegetarian diet, and they're only vegan. They don't eat meats or anything. Yeah, no, and some people even not even fish, and they have a good belief in it. They feel good and stuff. And of course, there's the other side of the spectrum that says that that's completely wrong. And then there's the other side will be like completely meat based, or fat based, whatever you want to call that. I mean, not keto
Right.
specifically, but just like meat eating, carnivore diet as they call it. So we have
Correct.
those two levels of spectrums, one extreme to the other. Then there's a lot of us in the middle that just kind of mix everything up, and we just kind of roll with it, as they say. But the fact is, to your point, there is a true concept that if you're not eating, for example, certain proteins and certain things, and at least that's some of the discussion out there, you may not be as healthy. And you're right, some people do experience weaknesses or lack of certain minerals and things like that they may not have. Although I think the problem today is really not so much. I think our soils are depleted, and a lot of people know this is not a secret anymore. Depends what you stand in the globe. I mean, some places are worse than others. So the nutrients from the soils are completely bad, and so we're not getting anything. Even our food, even those that are carnivore diet, folks, the I guess the meat that they're eating is not really nutrient enough. So it's missing a lot of stuff. So supplementation is a big discussion sometimes these days about, like, what else can we do and what kind of supplements we should get and stuff. But in your expertise, in your journey, you went, vegetarian for the most part, and you decide to go raw. Now, I'd like you to really differentiate that to the ones. I mean, because raw, I mean, is really not cooked. That. I mean, obviously that's what we think it is, uh, but it's still a vegetarian diet, if I'm not mistaken. It's just that it's not cooked vegetables. It's really just raw. I mean, as they are,
Right.
natural born. So let's talk about that and the correlation to the energy. Is it the cooking process takes away all that,
Hmm.
as opposed to the non-cooking and just eating it
Correct.
in a natural state? So let's break that down in terms of science.
So raw food is basically for me is a plant based raw food. Means yeah, everything is plant based, no animal based. So no even milk, no eggs, no chicken, no nothing. Now plant based, why plant based and why not animal based? That's number one. And why raw and why not cook? So I see this, we as a human species is designed for plant based food. And we started eating animal food, and that was okay at that point because we wanted to survive. Now, the survival was very important at that point, and otherwise we would have also been wiped out like dinosaur. So that was okay at that point, but I see this way that we as a human designed by nature for plant-based food, and we prefer to eat meat. That's our choice, but it is not healthy. Now, why raw and why not cook? So cooked food, I see this, cooked food is a dead food. There is no energy in the cooked food. There is a lot of calorie, but no energy. I mean, why I say that, so any food, when you warm it up, when you put it on fire in about 40 degree, it loses the most of the enzymes, and and nutrients also it depletes. Not all, but most of the part. So what happens is now you are getting lot of calorie, but not enough energy. Now, I was also eating like being a vegetarian, lots of food. I was eating like a pig, and and still I was facing issue of not having enough energy. So now I am eating very little. Little means I can say maybe 20% or 25% what I was eating before, and I am making 120% energy than what I was making before. So eating less and more energy. And why is that? So that is what your question is. What is the correlation between the raw food and the energy? So I see this way, let's say no matter what, let's say any car you have, and that car is designed for gasoline, then you have to put the gasoline. If you put diesel there, it's not going to work. If it is electric car, you cannot put gasoline there. Whatever the machine is designed, if you give the proper fuel, it will work at the optimum level. Now, as I said, this our human as a machine, the creation of nature, is designed for plant-based raw food. And that was my conclusion, and that's what I even discuss in the book. And this conclusion is not culture based, is not religious based, is not something is from my mind. It is very scientific, and I gave all the evidence of that my scientific research, that we as a human, we are designed as a plant based food eater, and then if we eat raw without any cooking, no processing, you get maximum amount of energy. Just think like this. Let's say any seed, any beans, if you drop it in a soil, there is a chances that it will sprout and bloom. It be one day it become plant and maybe tree. But if you drop any cooked food in soil, and no matter how much fertilizer you drop there, the food is dead. It never, ever, ever going to grow anything. So what happened here? When we cook, that life force in the food, in that any food is dead, is over, is you killed it. And we as a human, we need that life force, not just a calorie. Calorie is important. I don't misunderstand me. Calorie is important, but more important is the energy what you are making. And most of the people facing all the disease and health issue because of lack of energy. Once we have enough energy, our body is equipped to heal itself most of the portion. Certain thing, of course, you have to go for surgery, you have to go for surgery. Certain thing, you have to take some medication, of course, you have to take medication. But most of the part, our body is so efficient, so it is smart system there, but we are not allowing that system to work properly. We are interfering with the toxic food. We are actually giving the right food. We are not giving right food. We are giving is five poison, I say, in our diet, and those five poison is refined sugar, refined salt, refined oil, any kind of oil, dairy, and last is grains. This five poison, if we don't give to our body is going to thrive. Body is going to say thank you. And that exactly my body is telling me now. Yeah.
Well, actually, so you there's a lot of stuff here, and I just want to dissect it a little bit. So one thing you mentioned is the idea that calories are important, but we get a lot of calories of cooked food, but not the energy. A lot of people think, or at least we assume, most of us in general terms, that the more calories we have, the more energy we have. So that's why people go to carbs and sugars to keep the boost going, right? Like you get a little extra energy. So how, I mean, and by the way, I love that the analogy that you put about if you put a grain on or something in the soil that is natural, it will grow. It will. You're right. I mean, it's a seed. It's gonna go up. And if you take the same seed and you cooked it, obviously it's dead. And it's not gonna do it. I think that opens up a lot of our eyes today. Whoever is watching and listening to the show. But let's talk about that energy piece because I think we might maybe we're misunderstanding the idea of calories, in terms of energy base. Because I mean, again, the natural aspect of us is understanding the calories is what drives our energy. That's what we need the carbs, well, to a degree, obviously good carbs and stuff. But also you mentioned, some of the killers or the bad stuff for our, bodies, such as refined sugar. We know that's poison. I mean, refined salt, that's a new one that, that you just throw in there. Cause I know, for example, we are missing iodine and, iodide in our salt. So that's a problem. So it's not natural salts that we are eating. It's just the stuff that they call salt these days, table salt, whatever that is. And then you talked about a little bit, further than that, in more terms. But so let's just break that energy again. Uh, Calories, they're something different than the energy we're referring to. The energy you're referring to is really the source or the gem that's available in the raw food. Am I getting that right?
So let me give you another analogy. Let's say if you go to the forest and you bring the wood, that wood, uh, whether you want to burn it for you're cooking, or you want to just have a warmth after it, the heat. But that wood is you consider as a calorie. You accumulated it. That is something, it is there in your body. You collected all the nutrients, this, that, fat, protein, high carbohydrate, whatever is there is there. But if it doesn't convert into the real fire and the heat and the light and whatever I'm saying is like, if it doesn't convert into that, so our mitochondria, it is the ATP is a currency. See, we all are living on currency. Whether you are in Dubai or I am in Los Angeles, we all need money to survive. Our body needs also money in form of ATP. Okay, that
Which is
is a currency for our body. Now, having those calorie is not going to get converted into energy unless the body functions in every cell that ATP is there. The mitochondria is going to work. If it is not working, you are accumulating that fat somewhere, there muscles somewhere, and it is not actually giving you the real energy to run your body efficiently. What I'm saying is, even if you don't do anything, if you are just sitting on your couch, your brain is consuming 20 to 25% of the energy you are producing, your body is producing. The second important organ in our body is heart. Is heart has a second preference, to get the energy. These two have the priority. Rest everything is gets after whatever is left over for the energy, whatever you produce, your body produce. Now, if you don't have that enough, then what body is going to do is going to start rationing. Give little less, instead 100% to the brain, give 80% just to function. Give 80% to the heart. And now rest of the thing, you got hurt somewhere, you got some infection, there is some outside, some cough and cold, you got it, your immune system, your muscles is not right, or your knee is hurting, whatever, all requires to repair those things, you need energy. If you don't have energy, then what is going to happen? It is not going to work everything properly. Now everything is like a piecemeal. Whenever you have energy, you're going to get it. If you don't have, you don't get it. Let me give you another analogy. Let's say city of Dubai have enough money, the city have enough money, then what is going to happen? The roads are clean, the parks are lot of parks for the kids, the libraries are there. Okay, there is a lot of recreational activity is available to the citizens of that city. Okay, the water is clean, there is a garbage, no garbage on the street. This all those stuff is happens only and only if the city have enough money, and the security, police, and all those things is required. But everything requires money. If any city do not have that, then they know what is happening. It is all chaos. The traffic is jammed, the roads are have a lot of potholes, and the garbage is everywhere. People are not happy with the functioning of the city. Exactly same way our body works. Our body is not just external face and what you see. Inside organ, every organ needs energy. Not only heart, but your liver also need energy. Your kidney needs energy. Your lungs need energy. It's not only just to function, but after functioning is the cleaning work to maintain it. If you don't maintain your car is going to die soon. Same way, if you don't maintain your organs, not only the superficial body, what you see outside, and most of the people, they go to gym to build their muscles. I am not against it. Go make your body more attractive, make your body more, solid, strong. But what about your internal organs? Who is checking it? Do you know how good or bad it is? And if you don't know, how you're going to fix it? So these are the thing is like a lot of people, they don't pay attention, including me. I was also like that, okay? 50 years, I was not paying attention at all. So then it is like, okay, your livers is getting deteriorated, your kidney is getting deteriorated. Now, because of all those stuff, you are getting disease. Disease is the effect, direct effect of malfunctioning of your organs. If your all organ works well, you are not going to have any disease. That's that pure and simple. Yeah,
So actually, I mean, what it sounds like is that the root of all disease is from this kind of energy dysfunction,
correct.
concept. So really,
100%. And that is all about my book is how energy can give you the right solution for your body and for your life.
so, first of all, some of the analogies are pretty cool. I mean, yeah, I love that, the analogy about Dubai being clean and there's plenty of money and it's taking care of things. And obviously, if you don't have, you're gonna have all the bad stuff that's going on around safety, security, and all the other stuff. So, I mean, I have to say it's actually an accurate description. But that's a different discussion that we can have about, how Dubai does it. But really, I love the concept that yes, we need. It's like again, we see this all the time. You have a car, you got to maintain. If you love your car, you got to do the best thing you can do. If you love your house, you're going to make sure that it's always maintained. Otherwise, it's going to be destroyed. Well, the best thing that we have that we own is our body. I mean, as a matter of fact, I don't think there's a price to anybody. I mean, any human body as a whole, because we hear all these things about like money, money, money. I'm a billionaire, a millionaire, but really, you're a millionaire, a billionaire, trillionaire, gazillionaire, just physically, just with what you have. If you keep it and you have your health, no other money can buy it for you. And frankly, we know that we've seen enough examples in life that no matter how much money you have, if your body goes, there's nothing you can do. If you don't have an appetite to eat, you can have all the food in front of you, you're not going to be able to eat. If you're sick and you're in bed, how many of us have just had the flu? And frankly, you don't feel like even drinking or eating or moving. You can't even move out of the bed, right? So it is a big deal, and I love the idea of the analogy of energy as the main catalyst of everything. Now, this is just a simplified way of understanding how we function. You refer to the mitochondria, and so you did actually state something about ATP. If you can just expand on what that acronym is to our audiences, because you referred to it a couple of times, maybe we need just to clarify what that is and how it functions, if you can. And also, like you said, you didn't do this before 50, and that goes back to our discussion. What happens at 50? What happened to you, man? What changed all this stuff at 50? So these are two questions that are built in there.
So ATP is the full form is adenosine triphosphate. That is it is we need. That is the currency. Doesn't matter who you are. As a human, we have same currency. As a human, I have a dollar here, and maybe in Dubai there is a dinar or whatever you have, different
Dirham, yeah.
currency
But
for
dollars
the
work
money,
too.
right? But as a human, we all have one currency, same currency, and that is ATP. Now, if you don't have enough ATP, the replenishment of the cell, our cells are dying every day. Now, we need to reproduce. Our body need to reproduce. If you're running, your knee is going to take toll. Now that cartilage is going to, you repair it. Now, see, very, very common and easy way to understand this. In your age 20 or 15 or 25 even, when you get injured, you get, quickly you get healed. Why? Why that thing is not happening now? As we age now, healing is the issue. As we age, even forget about healing, but the maintenance of the regular body is the issue. You get tired at 50, 45, 65, whatever the age is. Now you don't have that. So what happened? The same body, something happened, right? If you think that this is something happened, what that happened? That the inefficiency of the producing energy. When the kids are young, they're jumping up and down, and at age 10, 7, 5, whatever the age is, they are jumping, running, ample of energy. That energy allows them to do multiple activity without tiring, and that the same thing we need it, but we lost it. We lose because eating junk food. We The mother nature gave us this beautiful body. We screwed it up. We as a human, I am talking, it's not individually. I was also one of you. I screwed it up. I was eating, as I'm telling you, I was eating like a pig, mindless eating. Between me and my son, I used to finish a whole large pizza. And it's like, what? Yeah, and I was keep eating whatever I see. Because I used to love, I mean, it's like eating is for everybody. All human loves to eat tasty food. Okay? And that's also, I enjoyed it till age 50. But then I realized this enjoyment has a big ticket. I have to pay, later on. And I don't want to pay that later on in my old age. So I contemplated, I tried to do some research, I thought about it, I concluded it, and concluded not on based of the whims and some fancy, and it's not based on the real science. And then the science guided me, and that science came from mother nature, not book knowledge, not something which is just some PhD people wrote it. If you see in nature, all other species, whether it's the frog or is the eagle or lion or dog or cat, any species you see it, they all are healthy. They all are eating raw food, except human. No other animal, no other species is eating raw cooked food. So
Guess we will
that
stop.
no, it was
we
boon.
I
Once
know
the
it.
cooked food was the boon for human species. Between us and chimpanzee, only 4% of DNA difference. And why we are better than chimpanzee? Because of the cooked food. Because of the cooked food, it gave us a ready calorie, and that we converted into the energy. And that point, our brain evolved much better than chimpanzee. That was then. But what was good at, let's say, 2 millennia back is not supposed to be good today. 2 millennia back, people didn't have Wi-Fi, the internet. That's a lot of things change. So if you don't change with the time, you cannot call yourself an intelligent species. You have to act as per the current situation. Your rational mind, at that point, it was good because at that time, food was in scarcity. You eat your meal now, your next meal may be 24 hour, maybe 36 hour, maybe 48 hour. Who knows when you are going to get your next meal? Today, you go to kitchen, open the refrigerator or a whole refrigerator full of food. There is no scarcity of food nowadays. That's the reason we don't need any more cooked food. Cooked food was good. It was blessing. It was when the evolution happened. It was fantastic thing happened that humans started eating cooked food. I'm not denying that. I'm not against it. But as a rational person, it is like this. Our forefather, everybody, they worked in a farm. They worked hard so much and barely they were making living. We become smart. we still we are working on in farm, but we have tractor now. We have more latest equipment to work on the farm. Sprinkler system and the fertilizer and all pesticide, whatever it is we evolved even the farming. We evolved our phone system. The earlier phone was so big, and you have to hold like a brick. Now,
I remember those.
now, now, this is the smartphone you have. Much it evolved. Everything evolved. We don't want to evolve. As a human, you don't want to evolve. You don't want to see the current situation and how you can live much better in current situation. And you just want to follow what your grandmother told you. She was not wrong at that time. That was the current situation allowed them to do it. But now, if you don't think that, your rational mind is stuck there somewhere in two, three, four generation back, whatever that they did it, we need to do it. Why? Because my grandma said that. Why? Because my mom said that. Okay, then you're going to face problem. But if you apply your rational mind, if you think that, hey, how can I make my energy in a most efficient way and think about it, then you are going to get the solution. I don't have to teach you. I don't have to tell you what to do. Once you start exploring yourself, you start taking all those research on your hand, you are going to get the unbiased, real truth.
So actually, I mean, some people, they do the saute business, right? They just kind of smear stuff up a little bit, just get a little, heat to it, to the veggies and the food. Is that a transitional piece? Is that acceptable, or really you're talking about raw food, meaning like as fresh as it gets, you get it, you eat it as is, as it's supposed to be in nature, with no extra, heat, adapted to it. So that's one question, and then we'll continue with more stuff.
So I believe this way, and in my book also I wrote, if it is not made by Mother Nature, it is not going on my plate. That's my
Eh,
principle.
Well,
But
I'm
I
saying,
don't I don't ask
yeah.
people to do that. So
Mm.
if the people want to do saute, okay, do it. But why we ask why we do that? What is the reason for the saute? To please the palate, or really your body needs it? So most of the time it is just to please the palate, please your tongue, give you that pleasure, for a momentary pleasure to your brain even. So those are the thing it is there because we love to eat. But saute is not really your body need, because that extra oil, and that, just think like this. Your this skin made out of cells, right? Where our whole body made out of cells. You apply some oil on your skin and see how irritable it is. Like, you don't feel good. You want to wash it out. You want to clean as quickly as possible. Now, our organ, our intestine, or everything else is made out of cell. There is no PVC pipeline in there. There is no plastic there. This is all made out of cell. Now you are irritating that cell also. Now, the cell cannot take, scream, but we understand your now bowel movement is different, your digesting system is screwed up, your cell is not functioning because you are not allowing them to function well. You put, you means we all, we put so much garbage in our stomach. We put in that garbage in our mouth, and that goes to the stomach, and then it is all, the problem starts. Now, the microbiome in our stomach is the one is starting consuming that fuel, whatever you eat. Now, if it is not as per their, the way microbiome need it, it is not going to work. That is the food which is not right for the microbiome, it is not going to work. And not only that, Now, those bad microbiome is going to go in population bigger, and the good microbiome is going to go little by little, less and less. So, at the birth, we have excellent microbiome in our stomach, in our digestive system. But slowly, we screwed it up. I see this way: if any city or any even country have more terrorists than the good people, that country is going to suffer everything. Not only economical thing, but everything social and everything is screwed up. Why? Because there is no law, there is no functionality, there is nothing. It's all whatever happens, it happens because of the terrorism.
Chaos.
Our gut system works exactly on the same principle, because we have the good microbiome, which is good citizens, and we have the bad microbiome. Now we eat the toxic food, and our bad microbiome is even terrorizing you. Hey, give me that sugar, give me that oil, give me that, and give me so this is what is happening. That microbiome, as a bad terrorist, is now terrorizing you. You start shivering, your brain is not working now, because they want what they want. But once you have a good microbiome, when you start eating food with the fiber, and fiber, dietary fiber is the food for microbiome. Now, most of the food, the fiber is gone. In processed and ultra processed food, there is zero fiber. All meat product, all animal product, zero fiber. So the fiber is the food for microbiome, and you are depriving the microbiome, not giving them the right food. What do you think? They are going to thrive? They are going to fall. The whole population is falling down and down and down. Now you have more terrorists than the good citizen. You figure out how you want to run your country.
Total chaos and anarchy and disaster and destruction, man. I love that. That's probably one of the most extreme and funniest analogies I've heard, in this kind of show for nutrition, man. Well,
Yeah,
but I love it.
my way of telling thing, because I don't have doctor degree.
Oh no, no,
I'm
I
I'm
love it,
not.
man.
I don't have medical degree. I'm not a nutritionist. I don't want to go become a nutritionist. I don't want to get all those fancy stuff. What is available right now in the society. Instead, I want to be general person like you. We are common people, and common people, when they apply common sense, the real truth comes out.
Oh, listen, nothing wrong with going through all that, but you discover it a different way. But I love that you simplify the examples that everybody can get. I mean, it's simple. You put the wrong stuff in, these guys can terrorize your cells inside and destroy everything that's in there, and it's basically an earthquake and an avalanche and an explosion. I mean, it's nuclear, everything going on. And by the way, you're right. I mean, no fiber in. We have problems with constipation, problems with the intestines. We have stomach, issues, ulcers, this, that, the other. To your point, actually they do say that the gut is the second brain, and it's really what everything is operating. And frankly, we are messing it up big time. To your point, toxins. I mean, you mentioned refined sugars. I mean, those are like the worst, and yeah, they're just fake. They destroy everything. Yes, you get the spike of energy, whatever we refer to as energy, and then boom, we're out. We have nothing. I love some of the stuff that you talked about. When we're young, we have all that, you know, great microbiome. We're excited. Nothing is there because it's fresh. It's just like having a brand new car, as you said. You get out of the lot. I mean, it's you smell it nice. You hear the engine roaring nicely. Everything is smooth. Give it a couple of years. If you don't take care of it, that thing is making noise, crackling, banging, all kind of noises, and it's scratched up and it's bad. It's the same concept here. And by the way, you're right. Now there is, I mean, you talked about the cells regenerating. I mean, yeah, we are pretty much regenerating cells all the time. But if we're not giving the right stuff, then those just decay, and then you're losing them. You're not getting them back. I mean, technically, our human body, I think it it transforms and kind of replenishes itself, every few days. And probably last year to now, your 66-year-old and 67-year-old person are two different people in terms of anatomy. I think your atoms have replaced, since then, and all of us are in the same, boat in that aspect. But so now here's a question that someone watching or listening right now can ask. Well, I mean, we eat. I mean, it makes sense in a way. I mean, we eat, bananas. We eat, apples, pears, peaches, all these things, right? Raw fruits in general. We eat them raw, but tomatoes maybe, cucumbers maybe, but like there are some other things like zucchini, potatoes. You know, how do we eat? How do we eat
All
those?
right. I know this question most of the people ask me. And I ask, let me ask you, Hurricane, can you eat raw carrot?
Yeah, of course. I
Okay.
love it.
What is wrong eating raw sweet potato or raw potato? What is wrong?
Nothing. I mean, sweet potato. I think I can. I mean, I do eat peas that are raw. When they're there. I mean, I've tested them. I mean, when I was a kid, my mom would be like, the fresh peas, like she gets them and she kind of breaks them out and put them in. They're still fresh. I'll be sitting there just popping them up, as nice candy, and they taste good. But a lot of people may not have experienced, touching
Correct.
any of those vegetables. I mean, like I said, legumes, vegetables. I mean, grains. I mean, I don't know, like peas. These things can be a little,
Legumes
different.
you cannot eat raw. I understand that, but then
Okay.
you soak it or you sprout it. But my staple food is sweet potato, regular potato, avocado,
Yams. Mm.
broccoli, and all other vegetables. So every vegetables, most of the people, how can you eat raw potato? Raw sweet potato. How? They ask me. And then, why not? Tell me one good reason why you cannot eat. Oh, no, because it's no good. I say, who said that? Because your mom said that. I understand. My mom also said the same thing. But that they say, I mean, this is the reality. When I started my raw food, my elder sister, 6 year elder than me, she started, Akshay, you're going crazy or what? Why you eat raw food? You are going to hurt yourself. You are going to fall sick. This is not good. This is not good. Everything is there. My nephew, he used to be, at that time, 2009, he was valedictorian and he got 7 year of scholarship for the medical field. He is now today is oncologist. But at that time, he sent me so many articles, medical articles, that
Mhm.
raw food is not good for human consumption. That is what he said. Now, I heard that because he wanted to protect me. He loves his uncle, so that's why he sent out of love and affection and concern. He sent me. What I'm trying to say is there is people always within the box, they thought, not going out of the box. My question was very simple. If we can eat carrot, cucumber, onion, all those things raw, why we cannot eat sweet potato, regular potato, or broccoli, or anything else? Why we cannot eat raw? What is the problem? And most of the people, they didn't give me any answer. They only say because my mom said that or my grandma said that. So I nothing against mom and grandma, they are taking care of you, they love you, and that is it. But how things like that? What if they are wrong? What? And if you when I started eating raw food, just thinking that maybe it's all wrong. This is not right science that you cannot eat raw food. Who said that? So when I started questioning and eating it, I felt good. I felt immediately within 2 3 weeks, I felt tremendous amount of improvement in my energy level. It jumped like what somebody gives you, electric shock, and
You
so
got a boost like
boost, really, real good boost. And I said, what? This is something what I need. That exactly I was looking for. The good amount of energy in your body where you don't get tired at 5 o'clock in the evening. You want to still work because you have enough energy. And that is what kept me going. Now it is more and more raw food I incorporate with my food system, and more energy I'm getting. And now I came to the point where my consumption of the food is around 20 to 25% than before. And I'm producing, maybe, I don't know, I cannot quantify, but I have maybe 200% more energy.
Well. So, by the way, you're making a great, it's not a matter of right or wrong. I think it's we all grew up with what we grew up with. What we know is what we've been told since we're kids, right? And you
Correct.
challenged the status quo, and you kind of, went to the. And by the way, most of the discoveries and most of the things that we hear today that we didn't hear before, we didn't know about, are people like you, whether doctors or experts or even people that just kind of want to make a difference and they do their own research and discover things. I mean, most discoveries were not always by scientists. Some discoveries were just normal folks that, saw something, they tested out, and like, wow, and it became a big deal, right? And by the way, I think just thinking about it, when if you eat a lot of fruits, you eat a lot of, listen, I love tomatoes. I mean, raw tomatoes, and with they're fresh, and you just cut them in pieces and you just like chew on them. I mean, they're delicious. Cucumbers, I mean, very nice to the palate and also very uh moistures. I mean, like literally, like they're just very soothing, right? So there's all kind of stuff like that. But I think the idea is just getting accustomed to the taste or the texture, I would say, of some of these things because we're not used to them that way. But here's the thing. I'm pretty sure, and again, correct me if I'm wrong, and you probably, can vouch for this. You feel more fulfilled with that food because they're raw. You eating them, they fill you up quick, and you can feel that as opposed to like when it's cooked, you probably have to double up, triple up on the consumption to get the same amount of feel that you can get with the raw stuff. Is that even a thing?
So basically, the feeling is everything is in the brain. So let's say if somebody wants to smoke a cigarette,
Mm.
and he or she knows that cigarette is not good, but still they want to smoke it anyway because they are addicted to it. That is not the mind is not going to leave you alone if you don't smoke. If you go, they're going to ask again and again, hey, smoke. That's what I need. Exactly same way, the food system also, the our cook food, which we are used to, we are habitual to eating that cooked food right from the childhood. The first few weeks or months, the mother's milk is fine, but then later on, then we started eating all cooked food and processed food and stuff. That's how our life started. Now, to cut down that, your brain is not going to allow you to do that. It say, no, 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 no. Hey, Mr. Body, don't go to raw food. Give me the cooked food. That is what I want. I enjoy more. I love that spicy food. I love that fried food or whatever so that is what is happening. Now it is you to break that barrier, to break from the cooked food to raw food is the challenging in the sense that it is not easy transition. You are not going to get done that so easily. So what is the remedy? So I am crazy. I I did 100% from. I mean, I tried to do 100% from day one. But I tell people don't go to 100%. Go take small baby step. Take first 20%, then 25, 30, 50. Gradually keep going. And then, yeah, of course, now I eat just little bit and I feel totally 100% full. Full means in the sense that, sometime it happens that, let's say, in the morning when I make my own tea, and my wife used to give me the nuts in the ball, like here. This, okay? And these nuts, almond and walnut, if I left, let's say this is now, I finished my breakfast, right? This is left. I'm not going to finish this little bit. It's not much. Why? My body says, you're done. My sensors are now more sensitive for every gram. Forget about, so everything is now, I see it in more minute way, much more refined, the information I'm getting it, that my body says, this is, I'm done. I don't want to eat even two more almond. Generally, you take the fistful almond and eat even if you are full. So now what is happening is, our body, we all have a sensor, but we screwed it up royally, very bad way. We screwed it. It is like this. Let's say if in your house, if you have air condition, but the whole system is air condition, works on the thermostat. That thermostat is screwed up, your system is screwed up. You don't know when to turn on, you don't know when to turn off, because that very small thermostat is not functioning well. Same thing happening here. Our body tells you, hey, give me the food, and we are not giving food. We are giving something else. When you are thirsty, give me the water. We don't give water, we give something else. That is, now we started screwing up. Now your system, those minor sensors are tired telling you again same and same thing, because whenever they tell you, don't listen, you do the opposite. Even your dog is not going to behave, the way you want if you don't train them well. Okay, so this is the sensor, our body. So this is how we screwed it up. Now we have to bring it back in a way that it is now. I even when I drink water, I taste different. Same water. 15 years back, this water when I was drinking, it was not tasting that good. This good. Now my water is tasting good. My carrot is tasting good. My banana is tasting so good. Now I am seeing that flavor and that the taste in each and every food so good. Why? My taste bud change, more refined. My sensors are become more refined. I smell even better. I smell in even breathing is I smell it. Smell the air. Now, this refinement happened over the time. So, but it takes time. I don't tell people go 100%. Take baby step. Go little by little. Monitor the difference you are getting it. Anything what I all I said, tasting, smelling, your body energy, the physic, you're losing the belly, 2 3 inch is going to go down. Everything you are going to see it. You observed. When you observe, you monitor, you document it. Once you start doing it, you are telling yourself, you are not trying to prove this. I never, I didn't did this, to prove myself to the world. No, I'm doing this. I wrote this book so that what advantage, benefit I got it, I want to share it with the world. That, hey, my world, maybe today 67, maybe 87, I'm gone. 77, I'm gone. Day will come and I'm gone. I want to give this back to the world. That, hey, if you want to be in good health, not only you, your next generation and generation after, you have to take care of it right now, today.
Well, actually, thank you. I mean, first of all, that's a legacy that you're leaving, and yes, it may be different, but I get it is rooted in deep stuff. The results are there. You've definitely experienced massive shifts in your physical aspect, and good. I mean, we have a proof. You just did the marathon. I mean, typically marathons people eat a lot of pasta and a lot of carbs to actually do just so they can fuel enough to keep, the duration of the event. But you are completely on the a vegetarian plant-based rather
Last
road.
marathon I did, not 8 one, but the seventh, I ran with my son,
Mm.
and I ran only with one avocado. People say, what?
Oh. Yeah.
Really? How? How can you?
Ah,
So the day before I ate one avocado. I documented. I filmed, and my son was filming it. And the day I ran, I ate two banana. So that was the only two thing I did it, and that was something which was, I see it, that now my battery in my body is functioning well. It harnessing the energy, conserving the energy, releasing the energy the time I need it. It is not so. I tell, and this is kind of little raw, this is rough. I tell that if anybody is eating without intention, without purpose, is nothing more than poop making machine. Because you,
Okay, you scared me. I thought it was gonna be worse than that. That's okay.
yeah. So
I mean,
it is,
you just stated the obvious. I get it.
yeah. I was like that. I was that machine before 50.
That's if we're lucky to
Mindless
actually
eating.
to produce poop, because technically, if you're having a bad microbiome, I mean, you got constipation issues.
Not
uh,
only not constipation, but it's more important what you eat and how much you eat. More important is how much you absorb. If your body is not absorbing those nutrients, if your body it's all go waste next day, out of your body, without even digesting, without absorbing those all need to absorb. So that is what is happening. Now I am eating less, my digestive system has to work less. So if my digestive system has to work less, now more efficient, absorb everything from every tiny bit of my food, and it gets out quickly, easily, without any issue, without giving any side effect to any organs. Now on the other side, when you eat cooked food, see, basically, your blood level, blood pH level, and my blood pH level is the same. All human have blood pH level is 7.4. It is alkaline. When you eat cooked food, all cooked food is acidic. And this is not my science. You go and figure out, call, call Dr. Google. Hey, what is the fact? And so when our body is producing digestive acids to digest the food, we don't need to add more acid. Now your body become more acidic. To neutralize it, you need now another some energy to neutralize it. And it is, if it's not, it's going to hurt you. Now you get arthritis, you get the knee pain, and you get the joint pain, and your brain is not functioning well because a lot of bad stuff in your body. So
makes
that is
complete
what
sense.
reality is.
So we covered a lot of the physical aspect. Was there a mental shift that you also experienced? I mean, more lucid,
Absolutely.
presence. I mean, you seem to be like in a high beyond any drug out there, man. Whatever you're
So
doing is a good fix.
I was writing poem before. I was poet, even before I started raw food.
Mm.
Now, the effect of that poem, all those words were that before and now, so it is more refined. I have more clarity on my thoughts. I have more clarity on my messages are. It giving me when even I write poem, which is not new to me, but it become more efficient. I get better sleep. I sleep like a baby. I, people say when we go together, families, and say you went to bed and within 5 minutes you was out. I say, yeah, that how supposed to be. You don't have to be struggle to get your sleep. It has to be like that. And when you wake up, you wake up. So that is without alarm, without anything. When you wake up and you have full energy. So that is what is happening because of energy level in your body. It nourishes your brain first and enough in a right way. So not only during the sleep, because that time also we need energy to clean up our brain when we are sleeping. And if you don't have that cleaning work is very important. If you don't clean your house or kitchen or bathroom or whatever, it's going to start stinking. You need to clean, and to clean you need energy. Nothing happens without any energy. Now, that if it is lacking in our body, the cleaning work is not happening. Now you are not getting enough sleep. Now you are getting some bad thoughts. Now your memory is losing. You don't have interest in doing new things. At this age, 67, I'm learning a lot of new things. Lots of new things I mean, and it is most of the people, they lose the to
Mm.
understand, to learn new things, because they don't have enough energy to focus on learning anything, because learning new thing is difficult. Even if it is easy, it is difficult for at senior age. So why I can do it and why other people? Because let me tell you, when I started writing this book, okay, I was looking for the good publisher, and I wanted to see, and what I found out here, the publishing industry is very, very complex, very complex. It is beyond my understanding, how they work. So what I did, I opened my own publishing company at 67,
You
and
went
it is not
indie.
easy. Yeah. So, but the thing is, if you have enough energy, you bring the solution. You are not at mercy of somebody. If something is not right, it's okay, it's their business, it's their, so I can do it myself. So that's what I'm trying to say. If I can do it at 67, at the time of, retirement, and I started a new company, and I want to see that if it grows properly, and it is growing. I'm number one today, right now. I'm number one on the Amazon on the new release, hot new release. I'm number one. Anybody can go and check. In Nature We Trust. It is approved by the U.S. Congress Library of Congress. It is approved. It is not just a book. It is the kind of a documentation. My 21-year blood report is in this book. I'm not just talking fluffy thing, okay, this good. Okay. I backed by science. And science, I know people won't believe me what I say. Okay, back it up with my blood report and my medical report. Even in my medical report, my hospital number, I mean, the membership number is there. My son called, Dad, you left there? It maybe is mistake. I said,
Chris,
no, I intentionally kept it there. I have nothing to hide. Look, go and check it out. So that is what I'm trying to say. If you have that real power, you can take control in your hand. You can do whatever. I drive right now, 67. A lot of people, they are not driving now because they are not comfortable. They already made couple of accidents. So
I
I'm
mean,
driving a
yeah,
lot. Yeah.
LA is crazy.
Anywhere
Driving
driving
can
is
be.
crazy. Yeah.
I know. Well. So first of all, thank you. It's funny you said that, but you went and you created your own company. You are making it happen. I mean, all these things are like extremely important pieces of achievements. And I mean, to your point, this started at that point where you made that transition, and it's been documented in your lifestyle, in your vitality, and you regain your energy back. I mean, it's just I mean, it's marvelous, I have to say. But so now let's talk about you know your book. I mean, you do have a system. You mentioned the book. That, but by the way, I love the name in Nature We Trust. That's fun stuff. I mean, like we have in God We Trust. I love how you played in that one, right? That's a good one. It's a
So a
currency.
lot
You talk dollars. Yeah,
so
I love how you did it.
I went to one family, and they say, "Why you said it in nature we trust?" I said, "Why? What is wrong?" "No, in God we trust." I said, "Okay, you trust your father?" "Yeah." "It means you cannot trust your mother?" "No, we can." I said, "That's it. You
you,
can
you you
trust your
went you went
father.
deep. You went deep philosophy on them.
Yeah,
My
the nature is mother. Trust your mother. You
well,
trust your
well,
father. Whatever. I'm not against it." And
well, no.
she
What I was
reminds you.
That's funny, but I was referring more like, how the dollar has in God we trust, right? And you
I
talked
know.
about currency, and this is our currency. I love that uh, correlation of the concept in nature we trust. And by the way, nature is meant for us. I mean, we are destroying our nature. Humans actually are the only creature that of species that lives on this planet that is bent on the idea of destruction. And I mean, listen, I make this, the joke about, I mean, I do a lot of outdoor stuff. I love being outdoors and camping and all this stuff, right? And every time you're in the woods, you will never smell anything foul. You'll never see bad stuff. You're never gonna see poop or animal, waste or whatever, right? But you go to the cities where we have garbage over garbage, whatever we go. As a matter of fact, if we go to an actual campground, you're gonna find garbage because humans have been there. You can find track, of humans wherever you go because we leave a very bad trail of bad things around us. Animals clean after themselves. As a matter of fact, for those people that hunt, there's a rule in the US, for example, that when you hunt, you have to gut the animal and you have to put, the intestines and all the stuff in nature. And if you come back a couple of days, it's gone. That stuff is not there anymore. Nature takes care of its own. As a matter of fact, when we had COVID, another thing happened. We used to hear about the ozone layer and the hole in the ozone and stuff like that. And it seems that it healed because people stopped, driving for a minute around the globe and enough, to make a difference and an impact. We are destructive by nature as humans, but if we trust in nature, as you as in your book, we can actually do much better. And nature doesn't fail us. I mean, it provides us, it's there for us to actually use and not abuse. So I love
Yes.
the concept of the book. And I know some people can get a little, funky about the religious aspects of things, so we try to keep it as off the religion aspect of it. But frankly, again, we say Mother Nature as an expression very commonly, in
Right.
our vocabulary. But really, is it really there for us? Yes, it is. And by the way, it's everything. I mean, being in the woods, walking in the woods, not besides food, right? That's being in nature, being, by the water, by the ocean, by the river, in a suit. And it has more, as a matter of fact, mental health speaking, more strolls in nature are better for you. Now, eating from nature, healthy stuff, clean stuff. Now, that brings me to one question. There is nature and there's food that is made by nature, and there's food now that is made by humans or that is abused by humans. So there's the organic and the non-organic. Let's talk about that before we close our show because I mean that's an intriguing question.
So I see this way, forget about all organic or non-organic. There is the only two way to see this food. One is made by factories and another made by factory, but that factory is Mother Nature. So
Okay.
if it is made by the nature, nature's factory, it is fine. All other everything is we can discuss and there is no end. The reason is these people now, these people means politicians, government, some corporations, some industries. They are taking advantage of humans and they are selling everything, every junk stuff by giving propaganda of, oh, this is healthy, and that human as very gullible, they accept it because somebody said that, and that is something which is I so organic and all this. Okay, organic is good. I love organic. I have 30 fruit tree in my backyard. I eat those fruits, but at the same time I'm buying from market too. When there is I need to have more different fruit and vegetable, I go and get by. Now organic is good, but if it's not, don't have too much fuss about it, because it is um, you are depriving to get the best thing, you are not getting even something which is the good. You are now getting all junk
Well, no.
because
Well, actually, yeah. Go ahead.
yeah.
No, I
No,
was
you
gonna
go ahead.
say, yeah, I was gonna say. I mean, I'm not referring to like packed food and stuff that is manufactured. I'm talking just vegetables and just fruits. They are in nature, But you're in LA. I mean, how easy for you to access such stuff for people that are actually
Oh,
watching, listening
here
around the
I'm
world?
in.
As a matter of fact, it's very difficult to always access farmland and fresh stuff. I mean, you have to buy it from a store concept. And in the stores, we have a lot of pesticides, food, and covered food. And, I mean, you buy apples in the store, there's wax on them, right? I mean, we know that, and it's not good for you. We have this whole thing about peel, whatever that sign that goes in,
So a lot of what happens if it is not good, it means do you don't eat. But no, it
mm,
is not like that. You eat, you wash well, you clean it up. See, if there is a problem, there is a solution. Every problem has solution. But you, because there is a problem and you want to stay away from the problem, you are staying away from the life. Life itself is the problem. So if you this is it's a problem. Okay, so you have to find a solution. If you don't find the solution and you keep crying about the problem, you are not going anywhere. So if it is the pesticide and the wax and this and that and everything is there, okay, what is the remedy? One is you don't buy, and second you buy but you clean it up well. If you clean it up, still is not 100%, maybe 20% stay there, is okay. I'm eating those food for last 16 years, and I ate in all different places. I was in India for 1 month. People were so scared. Akshay, if you eat here raw food, you are going to die. I said, don't worry. Don't worry. Really. I stayed there in without any, I was not knowing I'm traveling. Whatever I get, anywhere I get, I ate that food and I stayed healthy. Only thing is you have to have that awareness. Even your dog, your cat, your anybody, they smell the food and they know what is good and what is bad and they walk out. We don't have that hardwired intelligence. The baby calf, just come out from the mother womb and they know what to eat. They don't just eat anything if you give them. They know exactly what to eat. More importantly, they know exactly what not to eat. We human, we lost that capacity. I mean, now we need our doctor, our teacher, our professor, our parent, grandparents tells us what to eat. And this industry now started doing that business. They are saying what to eat, what not to eat. And we humans, so gullible, so naive. Sometimes I say so stupid. They are eating the food which they are not supposed to eat. So that is what the problem is. So when you go to the nature, back to the nature will teach you everything, what not to eat, what to eat. And any species, if you see, even if the wild goat, or sheep, they know when they are lacking some minerals, they go on the top hill and they start licking the salt. They start licking the stone. It is not just licking; they are looking for the minerals, particular minerals they need it. The horse, wild horse, they when they know what they need, they go to the certain place and eat different leaves, different plant. They have that inbuilt capacity. They don't go to doctor. This is inbuilt. We have the when the bird get pregnant, they start making nest. They don't go to a doctor and say whether I'm pregnant or not. They 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 know and they start working it. So we as a human, we lost all this intelligence. We had that once. And
well,
I'm not saying
okay.
that it is anybody's mistake. That's the cost we are paying because of the evolution. Because of evolution, we did a lot of things we not supposed to do, but we did it anyway. And because of we did it, we are survivor. Otherwise, we would have also wiped out like a dinosaur. But didn't happen, and it was good. But we cannot just complain about past, who did what, and what about today we are doing. That is the rational mind should think about it.
Well, so actually, now we've covered a lot, and we exceeded the hour. But now, in your book, I mean, is there like a program guide for people? I mean, that can help them throughout this transformation, how to
Yes.
maybe seed, sprout,
So,
bloom, stoke,
right.
use
So
their food, where.
mostly whole concept is what first you have to understand the energy. Whole my favorite slogan is life is energy, energy is life, and the whole book around it. Okay. I'm not giving any recipes and stuff. I tell little bit about the stuff you should eat, and maybe there is some cooked food also. I say, okay, if you want to eat, eat. That's okay. It's nothing wrong. I'm not against it. I'm here to give you my 2 cents. So, and then at the end of the book, I allow people to download the 30 days worksheet. That worksheet will allow you to monitor yourself. You don't need to do it, but if you want, this is the extra something, to support. That if you keep recording, keep monitoring your stuff, what you are eating, what you are not eating, and what is the benefit. And once you record it, it is not you are just thinking about it, and there is no fuzzy thing. This is the clarity. The data is everything. In today's world, everything is data. So once you have that recorded data of yourself, you are writing. So there is no malfunction of anything. It is not something somebody said. This is what you are doing, and that gives you the result. That is going to be the gold for you. That is going to give you the correct path where you can go, where you should not go, and what is where you can improve. So these are the everything. Is like improvement. Once you start doing it, let me give you one analogy. Another. English is my fourth language. When I started
Oh,
recording, okay,
uh-huh.
I was so scared because of my command on my language. My son and they said, okay, keep the script in front of you, and then you start recording. This is I'm talking 2 3 year 4 year back when I started recording myself on for to put it on YouTube. Now, eh, I evolved. I don't need now script. I don't need anything. I because of my practice, because of my courage, because I know that maybe I will say something wrong sometime. So what? I'm not committing crime. I'm not doing this to hurt anybody, and it happens, it happens. But it allowed me to evolve. And when that acceptance comes that, hey, you need to evolve, you accept the weakness also. And that weakness is going to give you the strength. Because the acceptance is number one for anything. If you don't think that you need good health, nobody can help you. If you don't think that it's like if you think that cigarette smoking is good, nobody can help you, or alcohol or drug or anything else. First thing is you have to think that this is good or this is bad. Either way, you find it out, you accept it, you make own your rule. Nobody is policing you, nobody is punishing you. This is your life, this is your responsibility. Take the responsibility.
Akshay, thank you so much. Well, listen, I mean, we've way past this stuff, and you got. I mean, I love it. We're touching on a lot of things, including just being confident. And you said you've evolved, and believe it or not, our motto is time to evolve. And in life we need to evolve, and humans have to continue doing that, and in the right direction, hopefully. And let's not destroy it. I mean, sometimes you start wondering about how we go about things. But I love the discussion, and yes, I mean, it's a different angle on how to transform our bodies and really maintain vitality. We've actually I covered a lot of different types of vitality shows and things like that. But this is the first time we talked about a plant-based, we've talked even about full fasting or like, expensive or extensive fasting concepts and different types of modalities of how to, keep our bodies healthy this is definitely another angle for folks that are watching or listening. I mean, if you love fruits and vegetables, and you don't care about the rest, I think this could be the waiver or the change maker for any one of us out there. You shook your head, so talk me. Tell me what's up. What do you want to say?
No, here is not deprivation. This whole thing is not. You add that dinner is so tasty and delicious. I put in the, let's say, sweet potato. I put salsa. I put chutney. I put black vinegar. I make it tasty. Texture wise
Oh,
also tasty. I mean, it looks good, and taste wise is very tasty. It is not just bland salad. So
well, so that's
you,
that's clear. That's good clarifying that because maybe someone can be we're just grabbing food from the ground and just washing and chewing them. You're actually giving them a little flavor and giving them a little
yes,
entourage. Okay. That
make
works.
it tasty, and yeah, then enjoy it. Every
All
bite.
natural. Yeah. And
Yes.
again, using the right salt, using the right ingredients, even that you're talking about the right stuff and not the fake or refined business. But so thank you for clarifying that. That's a miss on me. I didn't ask that question, but we covered it regardless. So that's a good news. Well, again, folks, that's it. So you hear it. I mean, it is if you're really going through a tough time, your health is not helping, and you want to have a different angle. This could be for you. And you know what? Maybe even try it. I mean, why not, right? I mean, would you say that actually? We can just test it out and see how it plays. Take the book. Get
Yeah.
the book.
Try this book. And even if you don't benefit, try to at least explore it. Once you explore it, maybe you will get some kind of result in a 6 month, year, 2 year. I was also contemplating, raw food for many years, and when I started, it took time. Never happens, overnight.
You have a website too that people can check in, right? So we'll have that in our
So
description.
rawfoodist.com, RAWFOODIEST, extra E there. So rawfoodist rawfoodist.com. Anybody can go on Amazon, and they can check in Nature We Trust. They will get this book. Even they check my name, only my name, Akshay Shah, AXAYSHAH. Amazon is going to give you that result. Since I am right now number one in new release, hot new release. So yeah, you cannot miss it. There are everywhere. Even Google, if you say Akshay Shah, and it will produce. In Nature We Trust, so it will give you. But yeah, main thing is the my website,
Well,
rawfoodist.com.
well, thank you. So actually, I have to say, thank you for your work, for your legacy, because it is a legacy. For even, restarting starting a new business, and showing other people that it's never too late. We can make it happen. It's, at any given moment, at any age, we can do things. We can be successful. We can be healthy. You've ran the marathon. I mean, I just have to say, it's you're a role model here in a lot of areas, and people can actually take that to the bank. I mean, it is uh, very motivating and inspiring to hear just the work you've done. And I mean, you're not touching on it, and you're giving something that is valuable to people. And we all need to eat. We all need fuel for our systems, for our physical and mental status. And you're just giving a new way of looking at it. And nothing wrong with that. Actually, I think it's a pretty good message to people out there. So, any last message you want to leave our audiences before we close the show today?
Start listening to your body. Don't neglect it. This body is your temple. This is the temple. You keep it clean, you take care of it, you worship it, and then it will show the result. Yes.
That's it. That's as powerful as it gets, folks. So again, it is our body. It talks to us. We gotta listen. We gotta be open to hear it and listening to the pains or the sounds that it makes, and the nuggets it gives us in terms of how it is. And we can certainly make a difference. We can make a change. There's never too late to make a change. So that's all there is, folks. I think we've had a powerful discussion today with Aksha. Aksha, thank you so much for being with us, man. It's been a
Thank you,
pleasure.
Hurricane. It was nice to be with you.
Likewise, man. And so that's it, folks. This is the end of the show. Hopefully you had fun with us. We'll be talking soon. New day, new strong topic. Bye for now.